Once again, my camera angle is not correct. Oh, wow. Okay. It is the most amazing, gorgeous day outside. Can I just say that? You can just see a little bit of the sun peeking over my head. That it is literally the most grandiose day. I have been outside since really early this morning. It is just such a perfect day, like a perfect day. I'm hearing that it's such a perfect day. I'm glad I spent it with you. Do-no-no-no. Such a perfect day. You just keep me hanging on. You just keep me hanging on. I like that little. It is a piano, isn't it? I'm judging myself now. Okay, so this isn't going to be a usual reading from the AEIOU Oracle. We're not even bringing the Oracle onto the table, and it will make sense when I get going. So I had a very clear download not to give you the reading on the actual eclipse because there was things that needed to happen that you needed to process on your own without any outside information. And I was told to read on the 9th of the 9th of the 9th. So this is the 999 portal. So you've got the eclipse energy, you've got the full moon energy, and then you've got the 99 portal. This is huge. Like, I cannot stress enough about the hugeness of today. Okay. And 9 is such a powerful number because how can I say? So every multiple of 9 is 9. Okay, so that's one thing. Do you remember when you used to do it at school and do all your fingers and it still used to end up with 9? So that's one of the reasons. The people like Tesla were using the 369. You can go and look into that. Like that's not what the reading's about. Please go and do your research into how powerful the number 9 is, and we are closing cycles, and not just cycles for self. This is cycles for the whole of the collective, and that is why the reading is going to be different, because at this point, going through an eclipse, the way that I understand it energetically and the way that it's given to me as a picture is it's like a sand timer. So if you would have felt everything moving incredibly quickly, if you can imagine the grains of sand going through the sand timer, what happens is when the last grains of sand go through, it gets quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker. So time feels like it's going quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker. I can't even speak. And it feels like everything is being, turned upside down, or a lot of the astrologers speak of like chaos energy in regards to the eclipse. They say like, don't manifest, don't go out under the eclipse moon, stay indoors, all this kind of stuff. I don't think like crazy, like I don't think you're going to get like blown off the face of the earth. I mean, like, depending on where you live, that might actually happen at this precise moment in time with all the fucked up stuff that's happening. So I'll not joke about that. But the main thing that I have been asked to speak to you about was pride. Okay. So if you look into the 7 deadly sins, pride is, the most sort of like important one. And it governs all the other ones. And I believe that the reason why pride is such a big like karmic lesson for humanity is because it's like a knife edge. It's that fine point in between the sand timer. So it's like where 2 opposing energies twist in time. And the reason why I think that is because you can actually take pride in your life and in your work and in yourself, but then pride can take over your life, yourself, all that kind of thing. So it's it is a knife edge that so many of us walk, a tightrope, should I say. And in this period that we are moving into as a collective, that is what I am channeling, that this focus is on. So the cycle has closed where, I mean, like, everyone's noticed it. Social media is just absolutely rife with aesthetic, the way everything looks, the way that someone else expects us to be, the opinions of others, the amount of followers we have, like, what the question that I'm getting is, what are we doing for our pride in regards to the pride in our life, like in our present? Can we take pride in our life? Like, what's under our nose? Can we make ourselves proud of our lives? And 555, and move away from letting pride take over our lives and doing things and looking certain ways and taking action because we think that so we'll get validated for it, or someone else will give us a cheer, or like someone will think better of us, or all that kind of stuff. So I did a reading yesterday over at the TP, and obviously took all my cards with me. And as I was setting up, some cards fell out. And I was like, oh, hello. Well, that's the story that I've already downloaded, and it synced up with what I was getting. So I'm going to show you that first of all. But the main thing that was coming through the reading was that I woke up with anxiety. Like, I started worrying about things that hadn't even happened yet. Like, my mind was going off on one, right? Nothing of it built on any, cemented evidence or anything like that. It literally, my mind was just going off on one, right? And I was like, do I sit here and let my mind, spin out of control, or do I get up and start my day and make my day what I think, take pride in my day? And as soon as I got up, I went out to the chickens, fed the chickens, had some time with them, and then went and spent some time with my aloe and was talking to the aloe and watering the aloe and, moving them around and whatnot. And as soon as I got out into my life and connected with the natural world and what was present in front of me, everything went away. I couldn't even remember what I was getting worried about and what the fuck my mind was doing. It was literally like the sun was shining, I was drinking my cup of tea with the aloe, and everything just felt incredibly perfect. And the reason why I've been asked to tell you that is because that is what will help you in the next part of your life. Like, whoever you are, whatever you do, whatever stage of life you're at, is to be in the present. Like, be so in the present and take pride in that moment that your brain can't even let anything else in. It's like, it doesn't, like, nobody else can see you. Nobody, like, the only person that matters in this moment is yourself. So whether you're a parent or you're a teacher or you're whatever you do for a job, in every moment, think about how you want that moment to go and what would make you proud. That's it. Like, that's how simple it is. Like, your emotional fulfillment moving forward is the thing that you should be concentrating on, like, absolutely full force with every inch of your being and every cell of your body. That's the way that I'm getting it. Because it will, like, on a metaphysical level, it will literally change the makeup of your whole existence, the whole of your life. Because so much of what we've been doing as a collective has been built on the expectations of others. And that's the reason why we're getting burnout, the reason why we're overstimulated, the reason why dopamine levels are like going crazy and all this kind of stuff. It's because we're constantly chasing the admiration and the validation and all that kind of stuff of other people. So this is going to be a different reading. I'm hoping that it's not going to sound like, like I'm grabbing your ear kind of thing and pulling you across the floor. Like, that's not what I want from the reading. The intention for this reading is to offer you like something that you already know. Like, you know the difference, you know, in your makeup, in your mind and in your body, when you are doing something for you, what lights you up, you know the difference, right? And you know the difference when you're doing something because you think that somebody else is going to like you more because of it. Like, that's not what this next bit is about. And the way that I download it in regards to the collective is, if we really truly want change, that is the thing that we need to be changing within ourselves. Because if we are not prepared to do things that challenge other people's belief systems and that go against the grain, we cannot change. We cannot move forward. We cannot we cannot expect our lives to be different by doing the same thing. And we've been brought up doing this, you know, by pleasing our parents and pleasing school and pleasing, and taking the expectations of other people. Like, just for example, the thing that's coming into my mind is when I've been in hospital several times, when I had my boy, and the doctors will tell you what your body's going to do. They will tell you, like, what is wrong with you. They will tell you the process of healing. And every time I've gone, no, that's not me. That's what you are describing is not me as a human being. And I personally have had the autonomy and the strength to be able to say, that's your opinion and this is what I'm going to do. And it has always been different, right? I am not a special human being. No, not at all. I just, I have never liked authority, never. And that was because of the relationship with me and my dad. Your dad is your authority figure, and how you feel about it. The right and wrong comes from your dad, right? And I would always have a rebellious nature. Like, soon as I hit high school, it was just like, forget it. I have done with trying to please everyone. I've done school. I've got the A grades. That didn't make me feel good. I've tried to please my parents. That didn't make me feel good. Like, I experienced those things to make me more confident on going against authority. Now, authority is it's like a belief system. So if you can understand that good and bad don't really exist, they exist in somebody else's mind. Like, what's good for you is going to be bad for somebody else. If you're, like an angel to one person, you could still be a devil to somebody else, because it depends what their opinion is, their belief system, and all the stuff that's going on with them. So if you're constantly trying to maneuver yourself and, be a good person, whatever you believe that is, to fit somebody else's mold, then you are not going to be living in your full emotional intelligence or authority or your authenticity and autonomy. Like, there's so many words I could put there. And if we are truly going to get to the highest frequency of that humankind can actually reach, which is actually authenticity. So whether you are angry or fucking, grief-stricken, sad, happy, joy, ecstatic, whatever the feelings are, the idea is that you are meant to be in your authenticity and to deliver to the consciousness exactly how you feel and who you are in that moment, right? It's emotional intelligence, and that's what we are losing. We're losing our emotional intelligence because we are numbing ourselves as a society That's the reason why dopamine is just like, you know, that's all everyone talks about, and fucking cortisol and blah, blah, blah. That's why our hormones are all buggered up. Like, that's the scientific explanation. Well, you can't even really call it science, but maybe biology. Sorry, let me just have a little sip of my... I tell you what. So pride, the difference. So the way that they give it to me this morning was, pride over your life would be making a coffee, or like buying a coffee from a swanky, you know, coffee shop or something like that, because you think it's trendy or because you think it's cool, or spending money and having it home and making yourself, with love and intention, the most amazing coffee that you actually like, in the flavor that you like, in the cup that you like, and sipping it slowly. It's like, one way is doing it for, you know, like you're spending your money on something that's trendy and what someone else thinks is cool, and then spending the same amount of money getting the best ingredients so that you can enjoy it, like in the comfort of your own home, in a shitty old mug that's probably been everywhere on the planet with you. You know, like, that's the difference. And you have to decide what that difference is. Like, I can't tell you pride over your life or pride in your life. Like, it's for you to balance that. And as I said, it's the tightrope that you walk, and you will find your emotional fulfillment and intelligence from doing so, and your life will change because of it. God, that's so good. So I will show you what came out. So hopefully this will be able to make sense. Oh, hold on. Can I get all of it in? I really, 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 really pray that I will be able to sort out my visuals as we move forward. Like, that's one thing I pray for. So the first two cards that came out was the Ace of Cups and the Devil, right? And this this is exactly the energy what I was talking about. So your emotional fulfillment, your emotional intelligence, you lighting, you know, the cup runneth over, the holy grail, the live forever kind of energy is you constantly filling your own cup, right? And watching it overflow to the people around you and your life and all that kind of stuff. And then on the other side is the devil. So this is, you know, like obsessive compulsive behaviors. This is pleasing other people. This is, you know, the validation of others. This is the darker sides of wanting to have your emotions met by other people, you know, be validated and liked and all that kind of stuff. And you can see from the card that it's got a couple, a woman and a man. The man is reaching out to the light at the end of the tunnel, and the woman is actually pulling them back in. And this is the energy, what I personally get downloaded from society, is that the masculine energy is getting such a bad name because they know that it's the masculine energy that's going to be able to move us forward. And it's the feminine energy that is actually keeping us in the darkness and stuck. And I'll do another post on that because I think that I'm ready to talk about it in its fullness. But this is the, you know, the light and the dark, and you can obviously see by the colors of the cards, the light and the dark, you know, the polarity, all that kind of stuff. So that's the crowning the reading. And then if we come down to this bit that came out, so the Queen of Cups was left in the deck. So how do we move forward? This is where we're starting the wheel. Love, right? And, you know, notice that it's the woman that's starting the wheel, right? So when we start loving the feminine, loving the chaos, loving the play, all that kind of stuff. I mean, go and do your research into feminine energy, and it's not what you think. It's really not what you think. It's the new age stuff on energy and polarity and stuff, I think, is a bit warped. And I think that's on purpose, but you know, never mind. I might do another post about that. Please comment and share if you actually want to hear about this stuff, because you know, if no one's really interested, oh, it doesn't really matter anyway. I want to talk about it. So this moves on to healing, and you can see the pouring of the water. You can see the reflection. You can see that she is also pouring water onto the land. So this card is through our healing, through our filling our own cup, we can actually pour it into the land, pouring it to other people. That's how simply that I got that card. And then moving around, this is creating connection. So connection, loving relationships, give and take, gifts, presents, gifting people, this looking after the feminine, making offers. And it doesn't matter whether you're male or female. This means the same thing. The thing that they asked me to share to you about this card is, if you look at religion, any religion, and see where women fit within the religion, there's something in that for you. Like, there's a reason why feminine energy has been, you know, torched from most religions and most texts and all that kind of stuff. But that's obviously for another post. So in making these connections, in dropping our pride, in making apologies, making offers, all that kind of stuff, we're closing the gap, and we actually create a new cycle of time where we involve the whole world. So this for me is the talk about the metaphysics. So what you do over this side affects, you know, someone over the other side of the world. Like that's science, that's been proven. So every kind thing that you do to yourself is actually creating kindness for somebody else on the other side of the world. Like, you are changing the consciousness because of the way that you change yourself and how you treat yourself, right? So that whole thing about, you know, what does it matter what I do, and I don't have power, and all that kind of stuff, like, it doesn't actually make sense, and it can be proven time and time over. So the creating a new world for yourself is also creating a new world for the consciousness, and that new world is the 10 of Cups, which is basically like, you know, emotional fulfillment for everybody, you know, like the rainbow after the storm. And the 9 of Cups here is basically saying that you will feel more fulfilled from seeing the collective fulfilled, right? Because at the moment, say for example, we're watching the news, and you know, we're looking at our community and everybody's struggling, and you know, there's so much stress in the world and all this kind of stuff. It's like, once we actually, you can see this being reflected. So you can see that these two cards are on either side. And it's like, once we understand that what we do affects somebody else, there is like, that is certain. That is certain. And when you start seeing other people thriving and other people doing amazing stuff and being happy and being courageous and getting on with their lives, and they're emotionally fulfilled, then that will double back to you, and you will get more fulfilled because you're seeing how fulfilled your community is and the world is, and that how more peaceful everybody is because your world, you understand how powerful you are, and what you do affects other people. Yeah. Then we go back to the devil. So this is like the balance. So you will keep getting tested when you're in this emotional fulfillment and you level up and you change. There's always going to be the devil. Like, life doesn't get easier. You just get better at handling struggle, right? And this is what everybody understands. The devil energy is 666. It's balance. every time that you get into like super happy amazingness, there will be something that tests you. Are you going to step out of your character? Are you going to start acting in your old ways? Are you going to take the decision that hurts you? Are you going to go back into this bullshit? You know, like, say, for example, they're not giving me an example. We could read into that anyway, but I think that will be different for everyone. But the point is that Buddha said that life is struggle, because you always have to have an opposing force. You always have to, in the same way that there's light and dark, male and female, like nature, the universe has to have an opposing force. So this card, this energy, this devil energy is necessary. This is your opponent to help you grow and for you to choose love. So you will always have this. Always have this, right? And it's the same energy. If you look to these two cards, the devil energy, the 666, this is the 6 of cups. And it's a perfect card to oppose that, because you can go against each other, you can fight and you can be shit to one another, or you can meet each other with an offer, with love, with curiosity, with a child's mind. Like, it's that simple. And I didn't even realize that till I started talking about it. And that's the reason why I absolutely love tarot and the cards and the way that my guides work with me, whoever that is, like whatever your belief system can contain. It's just phenomenal, the work that I do with these cards. And I'm so freaking grateful. So grateful, so grateful. But this is the cycle, and you have to have this. But what do you choose? Do you go back into the cycle and meet with love, meet with healing? I can meet myself and then pour into other people. Then I can start giving again. Oh yes, I realized that by doing that, I changed the world. Everybody's happy. Ooh, that makes me happy. Then something is going to come up and say, are you sure? But you can say, yes, I am sure, because love moves me forward. And it's this. Your emotional fulfillment, that is the important thing. This is the thing that we've had talked out of us since the dawn of time. Yeah? I really hope that helps, because that was the main thing that I needed to download. But we're going to go into a reading now. So let me pull you back up so I can see you. Well, I can't see you, but you can see me. So what should we do with these? We shall put these back in the deck. So thank you so much for bearing with me in regards to that first part of the reading. May seem a little heavy to some, but it's really, really important as to the cycles of karma and consciousness and all that kind of stuff. God, that's so nice. I made myself coffee and then put some cacao in it as well. So it's just super creamy and you know, when you have a drink and it's like, you can feel it going into like every cell. Okay, so the reason why we haven't got the AEIOU Oracle deck out here is because it's the difference between the highest good of all. The thing that they're asking me to highlight is the highest good of all and the good for yourself, right? So I can come here and I can plaster the AEIOU Oracle deck everywhere and be like, buy my deck, blah, 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 blah. You know, this is what we're using. This is my tool. And sometimes it's not about that. If you are going through your life and you can think about the highest good of all, like what needs to happen in this moment where it's not just me that gets fulfilled? Like, what can I do in this moment where other people benefit from my actions right now? Am I serving myself or am I serving the collective? Now, this isn't about moving through life and what's the word? Like giving all you've got. like giving all your money away or whatever. Like if you feel inclined, like please do that. But it's not about giving up your power. It's not about like constantly working for other people and having nothing for yourself. Like that's not the idea. That's not emotional intelligence. Like making decisions that are not just for you but for other people is it's like an art form, right? In the moment, if you're conscious of your decision making, what would need to happen here? Say if you were in the middle of a difficult conversation, you were in conflict, like what would it look like if you asked a question rather than making a statement? Like that's all it takes to think about somebody else rather than just thinking about yourself. It's just changing a few words up, and what you're doing, instead of making a statement, you're doing this. And if you're asking a question, you're doing this. So you're just opening up the space for someone else to work with you in that moment. Yeah. So in this space, I'm not bringing my work into it. We're bringing all the cards into it. I mean, I pretty much do that on the readings anyway, but as in like to funnel the energy through a bigger space rather than my cards, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to go these ones, I think. What are we on now? Half an hour already. Whoa. Okay. Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. I did a reading yesterday for a couple and they got 3 Ace of Cups. I was like, that's beautiful. From 3 different decks, that was their overarching energy. And I just thought, that's just so gorgeous. And does tie in so nicely with the energy of the reading today. Okay. So there has been, I feel like you're understanding or having an epiphany of how much you've actually been hurting yourself. Like, if you can look at situations in your life and if you were really honest with yourself, like, was it about somebody else's actions or was it something that you could have prevented? i.e., did you know, or did you have an inkling, or did you have an intuition that something necessarily wasn't going to go your way and you didn't listen to those thoughts, feelings and whatever else that came through? Like if you would have put your emotional fulfillment first, would that person have been able to take advantage, or would that situation have really happened had you not put yourself first? So there's something in regards to having an epiphany about this, or this is coming. The 9 of Wands in the reverse. So this is basically like you're pulling yourself out of this wounded warrior kind of energy because of this realization. It's like, I'm not wounded anymore. It's almost like you're undoing your own pain. Eight of Cups in the reverse. I feel like you're coming back, you're circling back to a lie that you told yourself. That's funny. That you weren't free. So the Ace of Swords, can you see that it's got that webbing with the ball of yarn or rope or whatever that is behind there? And I just heard like you're unfucking yourself. And you're coming back to the understanding of that you are actually like a sovereign being. You are in charge, you are free, and you get to decide what what your life looks like. Like, are you caught up in the webbings, in the trappings of your own bullshit kind of thing? Like, this is what you're coming around to the idea, and you're finding so much more wealth, abundance, and you're coming out of a scarcity mindset. And it's almost like I can I just get such a funny feeling from this card. The Knight of Wands is all about passion, fast moving energy, being lit up, just hearing fuck this shit. It's just like, fuck it. I just get a really funny energy from that. Like, just with the little girl with the wooden spoon on her goat, like, fuck this shit. I'm just getting like nothing was ever holding you down. If you think about the energy of the goat, you've got Capricorn energy in there, you've got Aries energy in there. Any four-legged beast, it's like you can put them in a fence, right? But they actually choose to stay in that field. Like, I don't know. Like, obviously, not obviously, but I live on a farm, right? And the calves, the little baby calves, they don't stay in where they're put. They just fuck off around the farm. Like, they go on jaunts and things because they can go under the electric fences. And it's like, you would actually think that the parents would be the ones that would, fuck off and go through the fences, which they do sometimes if they want some more grass and they're like, no, electrical fence. I'm like a ton worth of four-legged powerhouse. That doesn't mean fuck all to me. But it's actually the little ones that just go off because they're curious and they're like, oh, this looks cool. And they'll go off. And it's like, that's what I'm getting from this energy. It's like your child, the parts of you, the curiousness of like, I know that my life doesn't have to look like this, doesn't have to look like what I've just lived. I can have something completely different. And it's through the mentality of a child that you will find it. Because I was talking about toddlers yesterday, and it's like, if you can think about the 4-year-olds, the 6-year-olds in your life, right? And if they haven't been freaking indoctrinated by bloody school, they have beautifully perfect minds. Their imagination is amazing and they can come up with all kinds of stuff. Like, me and my son used to play pirates. That was his favorite thing to do. And we used to literally die laughing. Like, some of the stuff that we used to come out with, and honestly, it brings so much joy to my heart to think about that and to get into that kind of mentality. And that is the thing that we lose as we grow up, is our imagination to put ourselves in different landscapes. And that is the energy that is going to help you in this next bit of your life. Like, what can you imagine? What could you imagine your life to be like? And don't settle. It's like, if you can think about your emotional fulfillment, and like, say for example, they're saying like, I'm getting something else coming in, something else is like racing up behind it. Just bear with me just a second. Yeah, okay. So we've got the 9 of Swords, right? The 9 of Swords is often depicted of someone depressed and alone in a room, like with the ghouls of the past coming to get them. In this is not, okay? This is you manifesting this life that you really want and elevating yourself, like literally pulling in energy. Can you see all the smoke and whatever that's coming to her, circling around her? That's what you're doing. So in your imagination, in your emotional fulfillment, like get yourself into a place where you feel happy. And I don't mean like happy buzzing around the house, ecstatic. What does contentment feel like? Contentment is such an underrated feeling. And then manifest and imagine from that energy what comes in that contentment. What does your life look like every day? Not the peaks, not like going on holiday to, wherever. I mean, they're great, but I mean, like every day, what do you want your life to look like every single day? The monotony of every single day for the rest of your life, what does that look like? And that is the thing that you need to be spending some time imagining. Where do you want to wake up? Who do you want to go to bed with? Like what kind of house do you want to live in? What do you want to do every day? Like what job do you want? Like these are the mundane things that you are going to spend the rest of your life doing every single day. What could your emotional fulfillment look like to the rest of humanity? How can you use your contentment to help the collective? Like, and I don't fucking mean like, like becoming a humanitarian and fucking going to Sudan or whatever. Like that is not, it's every day, every waking moment. What can you do in every single moment to take pride in your energy and to be contented? Because when you are content, someone else on the other side of the planet also feels that kind of contentment. That's the shit that's what the collective needs. Yeah. Because if you think about it, if you are constantly chasing dopamine and you're always wanting to be ecstatically happy and really fucking up there and high, there's someone else on the planet that is also at a rock bottom low, because that is the universe's polarity. What we want is contentment, like for everyone to feel contented in their existence, for everyone to be fed, for everyone to feel safe, for everyone to be nourished, to have friends, to have community, to have a roof over their head. Like what is contentment to you? If you are chasing wealth constantly, there's going to be someone else on the planet who doesn't have a fucking penny. That's how energy works. So how can you build in your life a life of contentment, to be really present, to help the collective and help humanity through a place of contentment and authenticity? Honestly, change is the fucking game, because all the opinions of others, these like entities, the fucking darkness, the like people that want to get into your face and make you angry or whatever, it's like they can't get in because you're fucking over here living your life, and they will offer you stuff. Ooh, come and do this, like offering you things into your world, making opportunities for you to step out of this energy. You've got to dance your own way and hold on to your opportunity. You are the opportunity, not these random people that you're trying to impress. These are trolls on fucking internet who say shit things about people and who fucking hide behind keyboards. Like, these are not happy people. And for some reason, in our past season, we have been so bothered about these angry people. And we change them from changing ourselves, because when we take the energy away from pleasing these kinds of energies, they disappear. And that's pride. You want to get rid of jealous people. You want people to stop fucking around in your energy. Live authentically. Guarantee you doesn't even fucking happen. And if you want to know about God's protection is authenticity. That feeling of going to bed at night and knowing that you are safe and happy and you're a good person by you on your heart, and you haven't done anything wrong to yourself or to other people, that's a kind of level of protection that nobody fucking talks about. And it doesn't matter what the beasts have to say or do, you can just carry on dancing. So bloody underrated. And things are going to move fucking fast. Honestly. You know, I was saying to you before, I needed to move on really quickly. Like this is it feels like the wave of energy that is trying to come into your life is just like rolling in like fire. For some, it is going to feel like a forest fire is taking over your life. Like if you can imagine, it's not a tsunami. This is not emotions. This is fire that's coming in. The blood moon is there for a reason with the red. I am seeing fire. I'm seeing passion. I'm seeing anger. Like I'm seeing just a bulldozer of fire raging through your life. And for some, that is going to feel like, what the fuck? But what is happening is the energy is being cleared out. If you see a natural forest fire, not the ridiculousness that these idiots are starting across the world. If you see a natural forest fire, what happens is the fire will rage through a place, you know, say in Australia, and almost instantaneously, new shoots will come through the ash. Because the debris that's what's left over from the fire actually creates like the most amazing feedback and, you know, mineral, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it regenerates the land and it scorches the land so that new shoots can come up. And then within no time at all, you've got, you know, new life coming. That's what needs to happen. Sometimes you need to clear the path so that you can actually see, you know, like it's almost like burning away the bullshit. They're saying don't give yourself places to hide. Like that's for your own, you know, like sweep out every corner of your life and your mindset. You know, like where are you holding on to stuff? So we've got the 6 of Wands in the reverse. There could be a situation very, very soon, if there hasn't been already, where you feel like you've lost or you've missed out, or I'm going to do that again. Or something didn't work out. Bear with me just a second. Right, can I have a nice clear message, please? Two of Swords. So a decision that you haven't made. See the fire. I just realised. So on something that you are not able to see or that you haven't been able to see, it's like the universe is going to burn it down anyway. You know, like this, it's like if you refuse to make a decision, then this is the burning. Yeah. So anything that is bullshit and just not for your highest good, not for the highest good of humanity, it's not going to last. So I think that the eclipse energy is helping. It's massively helping you to meet these thoughts, decisions, expectations, opinions with clarity. And I feel like that's a really funky energy that I'm getting from that. Bear with me just a second, because I want to get... So what's on the... So what I was picking up is... I'll describe what I'm actually... Oh, hi, Mel. I don't know whether you're still on. I've only just seen that. Sorry, I was deep in channeling there. You can see this swirl in the floor, right? They're telling me that this is the like the sand falling through. So it may feel like your world is collapsing in some format, right? Or it has been. Leading up to this point, it could feel like your world is collapsing. Like whether this has already happened or it's coming, this is not going to feel like a good thing. It's going to feel uncomfortable, right? And it may have already happened, because I'm talking to lots of different people here, and everyone's going to be, you know, at different stages through this portal. But this is not going to feel like a good thing, but it is. Okay. Tell me more about the Four of Wands, please. So we've got the Ace of Swords in the reverse twice. Queen of Swords. This is the difference between the lie and the truth, right? This is your deciphering of your energy. You have to decide what is your truth and what is a lie. And this could mean different things for different people. Yeah? What is an illusion? What is honest to you? If you can see the Queen of Swords, you can see that she's actually in mourning, right? She's in mourning. She's got a veil over. That's who she's hiding. She's hiding from everybody else, right? And then she's got her sword of truth. So what is the truth? She's in there with her grandiose robes and she's putting on a show, but she's grieving. So what is it? What is a truth? What is a lie? Where is the veil that you are putting on to the outside world? What are you hiding? What lies are you hiding from yourself and from others? This is the... Like, are you struggling? This is a time to offer the truth. Whether you are male or female, I feel like someone's upset. The post has just come in. Delivery. The truth stands on its own, uncorrupted, unwavering, steadfast. Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. I'm going to read that because the comments disappear when I put the videos up for some reason. I don't know whether anyone knows how to turn that off, but the truth stands on its own, uncorrupted, unwavering, steadfast. That's lush. Yes. And that's the masculine energy, the truth. Feminine energy is the illusion. God, that's so nice. Whoa. Ooh. I'm just hearing the word trophy. There you go. Yeah. So we've got the King of Swords in the reverse and the Queen of Swords. So this is the pair. And the reason why you're getting the pair is because you're going to see the difference, what is reflected in your world. Okay. So if you, I can never do this like back to front. If you continue to wear the veil and if you continue to hide, you are going to get more and more of this King of Swords in reverse energy, which is cruelty and tyranny. Yeah. It depends which Queen of Swords you pick. So are you picking the honest or are you picking the trophy, the show? And it will be reflected to you in what you get back. Yeah. That's really, really simple. All the swords coming out there. It's going to be reflected back to you quickly. What do you pick? This is what I was talking about this morning, about picking something real, or do you pick something fake? It's your choice. There is going to be so much choice in this next part of your life. And the only thing that you need to pick is, are you picking something real, present, nutritious, or are you picking something, you know, man-made, mass-produced? Yeah. And look, the grail, the cup is there as the as a lure. What looks shiny and may look like the right thing because it's marketed to you as the right thing. It's on a shelf. It's got a label. It's fancy. It's colored. It's got its own advert. You know, like, this is the difference. Are we picking something manufactured or are we picking something real and authentic and natural? That is a lie. That is the truth. This is how you're going to have to decipher the rest of your existence. And this is where you get your emotional fulfillment. What is real? Yes, the apple might have a fucking maggot coming out of it, but it's probably better for you than something that you get off the shelf in a box. So I'm getting exactly the same energy from this. The martini, the good time, right? There's heartbreak inside. This is the, can you see the guy behind it crashed out? Can you see he's crying? Can you see that? This is his heartbreak. He's drinking his heartbreak. What do you feel inside and what are you doing about it? If you keep telling yourself that you are fine and not dealing with this grief, the upset, the anger and all your feelings, you're going to go and keep drinking more. Drinking, eating, living more of your heartbreak. Yeah. He's in the shadows. Look, he's in the shadows crying, passed out. He's hiding. But this is what he's drinking, heartbreak. This is the devil energy. What are you going to choose? Are you going to choose love, or are you going to choose hurting yourself? Honestly, the message is so, so strong. What are you doing to look after yourself? What are you doing to help yourself? What are you doing to look after your emotional fulfillment? Just getting the same story. You can see the pop star standing on stage, loads of adoring fans. He's the king of pop. Did you see what happened to Michael Jackson? Are you doing what you're doing for adoring fans? Because they're not going to be with you at the end of days. There's something so interesting that's what's going on in like pop culture and you know, with like Hollywood and all that kind of stuff. Like if you see the posts like tearing the women apart and, you know, like saying that they've put on weight and all this kind of stuff, and every time they breathe or wear a different outfit, you know, you can see the trolls, like they've always got something to say. And it's like, if you live for the validation of others, they will validate you, but not in the way that you want them to. You're going to get the admiration and the claps, but you're also going to get people tearing you in an arsehole. It comes in both ways. You know, like seeing these kids that have gone into stardom and they're just like absolute shells of themselves and, you know, consumed by money and power and all that kind of stuff. Like that does actually filter down to like every single human being. You know, are we looking to those kind of people for, you know, instructions on how to live our lives? You know, what are you consuming? Who are you looking to for your inspiration? The thing is, being liked by your community and building relationships on lies, it will come crashing down. And I feel like that is what is happening. 9 of Wands again. This is sideways. If you feel like you are constantly in a battle with yourself, you will feel like you're on the front line in your life, because if you create illusions, you have to keep them up. I.e., say for example, right, I used to dye my hair black, right, and I used to tan myself up to compensate because I was so pale. And that rigmarole of having to keep dyeing blonde hair black and tan white skin was just insane, right? And that's what this energy is. If you keep up with the facade, then you need to keep putting up with the facade. This is costing you time and energy, patience, love, whatever it is. It's asking you to put it down. And even if you need to do it slowly but surely, this is the season to do that and to let it all fall away, because you're going to feel so much better. Your energy is going to come back. Your vitality is going to come back. this season is all about you and making yourself happy and making yourself proud. I can't believe how many cards we had saying the same thing. This is a really, really important reading with the important message, should I say. The Hermit. I feel like you're a very special person. You're a deep thinker. You may feel quite isolated. You know, maybe you don't think about things in the same way that other people do. Maybe you see things from like a higher perspective. You may feel isolated from your community sometimes. You may go out of the house and feel like you can't connect with the world around you. That could definitely be a thing for you. I feel like you see the world for what it is, and you can see where there's lies and dishonesty, and you can see it around you. But there's parts of you that still try and keep in with that kind of mentality because you don't want to completely have to, exit stage left. But it's saying fucking jump. There may be people in your community that you still feel like attached to, or that you worry that they won't look at you a certain way, or you're seeing things very clearly for what they are, very clearly. And this is your opportunity to jump, to leave. So you had the Ace of Cups, the Eight of Cups in the reverse up the top here. This is your confirmation that you're turning this energy around, and this is how you really, really make a difference in your life and heal for good. This is the 999 portal. This is your opportunity to jump. Wow. Have we got anything else? There you go. You're going to find your tribe. In all this chaos, can you see on the card, all the chaos in the red, all the chaos, all the shit that's going on, all the craziness, you're going to find your tribe. And while everyone else is, smashing the crap out of each other and still trying to hurt each other, this tribe of people is going to come together for love, joy, peace, gratitude, singing, dancing. And I feel like this is you, if you haven't done already, meeting somebody, having a connection. Have we got anything else to close? I was literally just going to say the tribe's there, jumping off into the tribe. And then it shows up. This is a long one. What time are we on? I'm just going to get one more card. If there's anything, please make yourself known if there's any other message that needs to come out. Make yourself known if there's any other message that needs to come out. Please make yourself known if there's... Right, that's too many. There we go. The Tower. In the reverse. There you go. We started off with a bolt of lightning and we're ending with a bolt of lightning. Amazing. The Tower in reverse for me is you building. Building. But this is going to be quick. This is going to be like a snap into a new timeline. While everyone else is going to be running around, you're going to be walking. because you're going to walk in faith. You're going to be so present in your life in every single moment that you're going to build something so amazing. You're going to walk through life, not run. Everything is going to mean so much more. Every single moment, there's going to be so much love and gratitude and peace because you slow down. Watch how your life change. Just get you a closing oracle. Thank you so much for being with me. I do hope that this reading has been helpful. There you go. Card flew off onto the other side of the room. The Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. Well, if that isn't the perfect energy to close this reading, I don't know what is. There you go. Love and let yourself be loved. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ending. Magic. I just want to say thank you again for being here. I do hope this reading has been helpful. I would love if you could energy exchange with a like, a share, a comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. It does massively help the channel to grow, and it is a good energy exchange for this free content. I'm so 1111111. I'm so happy that you were here with me. I really do appreciate it. I do hope these readings land for you. I do get a lot of personal messages and I love every single one of them. Yeah, share the work and interact does massively help, and always feedback. But until next time, thank you so much. I really hope that this reading lands and that it gives you the push that you need to make this season of your life something truly special. And I pray that you allow yourself to use pride in a way that builds a life that you are truly, 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 madly, deeply in love with. And I hope that you find love for yourself, because that's the most important thing. Take care of yourself, and I shall see you next time.